Good afternoon, everybody. Going to go over our Forex trades for Tuesday, November 25th, a couple days here before Thanksgiving. We had 6 trades, although 3 were from last week. As you know, we were out of the office most of last week, unfortunately due to a death in the family. But in this video, we're including the 3 from last week and then the 3 from today and last night. So we'll go over them in no particular order. This was pound Australian dollar, which we were short this. This was actually last night. We were short this 1.82201. Never really went in our favor right off the bat. You know, we were like flirting with breaking even and losing. But we stuck to our guns, you know. We only took about a third of a position. So, you know, because we were risking about 50 to 55, 60 pips. And that's what we lost. We actually lost exactly 55 pips. So size adjusted 18.2, not so bad. It just wasn't a good trade overall. US dollar, Japanese yen. This was actually from last week before we left the office. This is another one. We were short this 116.447. Never went in our favor. You know, it took about an hour or so before we got stopped out. We were holding it tight though, even though we were only risking 12.2 pips. We took a smaller position than normal. I don't exactly remember. I think it was just because we weren't crazy on the chart setup, if I remember correctly. And we were dead right. I mean, we lost 12.2 pips. Size adjusted 3.1. You know, we announced all these. You know, we announced all these with our traders, so they wouldn't be surprised. So size adjusted 3.1 pips, and you can see here overall of last week while we were gone up until Thursday. Look at that move higher. So we were absolutely wrong on the trade. But that's why you have to set your stops, you know, to a reasonable level. Because if you don't, let's go back to that. If you don't set your stops, you know, you're going, or if you keep raising them because you think it's going to come. Here it is. This is a week, right? So by Thursday, look at this move higher. You know, over 200 pips higher, and then okay, it came in Friday, and then it's been consolidating here. You'd still be down 150, 160 pips. You know, you have to. That's the biggest mistake traders make, is they don't set their stops, or they don't stick to their stops. They say, oh well, they keep raising it. This thing could very well consolidate and bust higher again. It could consolidate and bust lower, sure. So it'll be interesting just to watch what the U.S. dollar, Japanese yen does the remainder of this week. I don't know if she's going to really break out of this consolidation range, considering tomorrow's the day before Thanksgiving. You know, banks are closed. Friday is a half a day in the markets. So, you know, I don't know. I mean, Europe and Asian markets can make it move. Obviously, it's U.S. dollar, Japanese yen. But, you know, I'll be curious to kind of watch it. We had 2 trades, Australian dollar, Japanese yen, both from last week as well, last Monday evening. I actually remember this. We were long. The first one, we were first one of the 2 trades here. We were long 101.668. Went in our favor right off the bat. I mean, it took maybe a half an hour. But we also were floating an order. We actually double sold it. We got out and got hit on the short almost at the exact same time. And we just got pure lucky, you know, on that short. It came right down for us. And we announced this as well. All our traders knew what we were doing. So, you know, we picked up on the long 7.14 pips and on the short 8.8 pips. You know, so we like I said, we got pure lucky. If we didn't decide to just cover it real quick, you know, and hold on to that short, you know, we could have got stopped out on a spike up here. You know, or if we were long this, we could have maybe never sold. You know, there's a lot of different ways this could have went, is my point. But we'll take it. You know, sometimes you need the luck too on your side. U.S. dollar, Japanese yen. This was directly from our indicator. Short this 117.982. Probably covered too early. You know, we were looking at these tops as an area to maybe it'll hold. It really didn't. It kind of broke through it. So we picked up 4.7 pips on that. And then CAD to yen. This was a good trade right off the bat. We were short this 104.884, thinking that these bottoms might hold. So we covered 104.792. You gotta incorporate here the spread. So we picked up 9.2 pips. probably 3 to 5 minutes after we covered, it just ripped through, went all the way down to 70, tried to bounce, and then came all the way down to around 60, 58 or 60. So, you guys, again, these are all announced to the traders. Hopefully some of you guys did better than we did on this trade. I mean, this was one of the most easiest trades that we've had in a while. Granted, we only made 9.2 pips. That's our own fault. Maybe we could have got her out sooner. Overall, 6 trades, picked up 8.8 pips. That one from last night, really, even though we lost 55 pips, in reality, size adjusted, we lost 18.2. That really hurt the day because out of 6 trades, 4 of them made money. One was loss of a 3.1 pips. I mean, that's, it's a loss, but it's completely manageable, obviously. The 18.2 pips is completely manageable as well. Unfortunately, it is what it was, 18 point. I mean, if we had only lost 10 pips on it, now instead of making 8.8 pips, we're making almost 20 pips on the day. So that one trade really hurt the other 5. But hey, 8.8 pips on the profit side, still profits, right? It's still money. So we'll take it. We'll move on. If any signals come out, they'll be coming your way. If you're trading now, good luck, and we'll be back tomorrow, assuming we get some action.